Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that taught us this word. I just want to get more into this diseases, this coronavirus, and how the Most High will use, this pestilence to punish His people, as well as, our enemies. These other nations that come up against us. Most High always had these diseases out there. Plagues. Plagues are not written in the book, as it talks about in the scriptures. But yeah, if you go back to this real-time map of the coronavirus, you can see Italy. I did a video on Italy. I think the last time I checked a few days ago was at 650 confirmed cases. Now it's up to 2,500 with 80 deaths over there in Italy. So yeah, this thing is spreading crazy. Now it's up to 122 confirmed cases in the U.S. So it's spreading. I mean, the prophecies, the plagues, because we in this end times. But I want to get to the story of what King David countered Israel, and the Most High sent a plague upon the people because of that sin, that error that he did. This is 2 Samuel 24th chapter and verse 1. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. An emphasis on again. And he moved David against them to say, "Go, number Israel and Judah." For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, "Go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people." So David went off with that. Skipping down to verse 13. We start at 11. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, "Go and say unto David, Thus saith the Lord, I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee." So Most High gave him a choice of how he was going to punish, Israel for what he did. So Gad came to David and told him and said unto him, "Shall 7 years of famine come unto the land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies, while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in thy land? Now advise, and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me." And David said unto Gad, "I am in a great strait. Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man." So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed, and there died of the people from Dan even unto Beersheba 70,000 men. And the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, and the Lord repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed the people, "It is enough. Stay now thy hand." And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Anurah the Jebusite. Yeah, so the Most High sent a pestilence that killed 70,000, Israelites in that time, all because of what, King David did, the error that King David made by, counting the people. So if evil not be done in the city, have not the Lord done it? The Most High controls the good and the bad. Second scripture is Deuteronomy 28:22. "The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption." And when you look at that word consumption, that's it means a disease of the lungs, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall perish thee, and they shall pursue thee, until thou perish. That's what happened then, that's what's happening now, pretty much all throughout history, But this is going to grow on a much larger scale amongst all the people. But yeah, that's Most High using his power to destroy us, and he also will use that pestilence and that diseases against our enemies, all throughout history. Namely, one comes to mind is Antiochus, the book of Maccabees. He had a hatred for us, and the Most High sent a gruesome disease upon him, man. This is Deuteronomy 7:15. And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou hast knowest, upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. Yeah, so it's good to be on the Most High's good side, man. But here's an example, the book of the Maccabees, of the hatred and choler that Antiochus had for us. But the Most High plagued him with a disease, man, a terrible one. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 9, verse 1. About the time came Antiochus with dishonor out of the country of Persia, for he had entered the city called Persepolis, and he went about to rob the temple and to hold the city, whereupon the multitude running to defend themselves with their weapons put them to flight. And so it happened that Antiochus, being put to flight, the inhabitants returned with shame. Now when he came to Ecbatane, news was brought him that what had happened unto Nicanor and Timotheus. Then swelling with anger, he thought to avenge upon the Jews the disgrace done unto him by those that made him flee. Therefore commanded he his chariot men to drive without ceasing, and to dispatch the journey, the judgment of Most High now following him. For he had spoken proudly in the sort that he would come to Jerusalem and make it common burying place of the Jews. But the Lord Almighty, the power of Israel, smote him with an incurable and invisible plague. Or as soon as he had spoken these words, the pain of his bowels that was remediless came upon him, and sore torments of the inner parts, and that most justly, for he had tormented other men's bowels with many and strange torments. Howbeit, he nothing at all ceased from his bragging, but still was filled with pride, breathing out fire in his rage against the Jews, and commanding to haste the journey. But it came to pass that he fell down from his chariot, carried violently, so that having a sore fall, all the members of his body were in much pain. Yeah, so even through all that, he was proud, man. Most High knocked him off his chariot. And thus he that little afore thought he might command the waves of the sea, so proud was he beyond the condition of men. A very proud man, and weighed the high mountains in a balance, was now cast to the ground, and carried in a horse litter, showing forth unto all manifest power of the Most High. So that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man, and whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away, and the filthiness of his smell was noisome to all his armies. So he was stinking, man. He was just rotting out from the inside. And the man that thought a little afore he could reach to the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry for his intolerable stink. He was so proud, he thought the world was his oyster. Now his own men can't even carry him, he smelled so bad. Here therefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride, and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of the Most High, his pain increasing every moment. And when he himself cannot abide his own smell, he said these words: It is meet to be subject unto the Most High, and that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself as if he were the Most High. This wicked person also unto the Lord who now no more would have mercy upon him. He would have mercy upon him, saying this, that the holy city to which he was going to haste to lay it with the ground, and to make it a common burying place, he would set at liberty. And as touching the Jews whom he had judged not worthy so much as to be buried, but to be cast out with their children to be devoured of the fowls and wild beasts, he would make them all equals to the citizens of Athens. Yeah, so the Most High, humbled him down, man. Humbled him down quick, too. He didn't even want to bury, the Jews, us. He didn't even want to bury us. He just wanted to kill us and just leave us out there for the fowls to devour. But the Most High put that incurable plague on him, and he did a whole 180 in his mindset, in his proud, spirit. Made him offered citizenships. He would make them equals to the citizens of Athens. So that's the power of these pestilences and these plagues out here that the Most High has got, for the earth, for this time that we're living in. Yeah, last scripture is Exodus 15:26. And said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy power, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. So yeah, man, you gotta walk on that straight and narrow, you gotta uprightly, follow the law, statutes, commandments, have that faith, to the end, man. Because for the Most High, Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's the one that healeth. He will block these diseases, these incurable plagues, this coronavirus, or whatever else the Most High has planned for this planet, whatever else Esau is going to release, for judgment. The World War III too, everything is leading up. But with that, Shalom.